связи с аварией на Чернобыльской атомной электростанции в городе Припяти.
Могла ли быть связь русского дятла и аварии на Чернобыле такая? Я хочу узнать.
И кто в этом виноват?
Кто-то на них надавил и взрываются.
Полковник говорит тебе, Иру, говорит, такая проблема. Ну, такая проблема, что убить могут. Сейчас я не для камеры.
It was Fyodor's idea. Fedor Alexandrovich, I was working with him in the theater, and he had this obsession about the Russian woodpecker. He wanted to take me to show me this radar, this secret Soviet radar that stands right next to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. And I had never made a film, but I thought this could make a nice first short, maybe 5 minutes. So finally I agreed to follow him to try to understand what this radar that the West called the Russian woodpecker, what was its purpose and what did it do. I met him, I was in Kiev and I was looking for someone to work on a theater project with. And a friend introduced us, and I immediately realized that he was a unique, eccentric, and very charismatic artist, and I wanted to work with him. So we started on a project called Karenin. It's the story of Anna Karenina, told from the perspective of the husband. And that was our first project. We worked together. We never finished that project because the war started, the revolution, but it was our introduction to each other. To tell you the truth, I'm mostly interested in, I like fascinating characters. I think that if I made a film, a traditional film about Chernobyl or about the Golodomor, no one would want to watch it. There are many people that make much better films about those topics. That's not my interest. My interest is in finding fascinating people and sharing their life stories with the world. That's what I'm attracted to mostly. So when I met Fyodor, I thought, I'm not interested in doing a film about a radar. It's boring. But I will do a film about you trying to understand if there's a connection between the Chernobyl catastrophe and this secret radar. Because to me that's interesting. Why is he obsessed? Why does he need to find a criminal? Why does he see connections everywhere? Why does he believe in conspiracy theories? These are, for me, much more interesting questions.
And did you find answers to these questions?
Yeah, I think I did. I learned that in the post-Soviet space, where society destroyed its faith in each other, where faith in the government was destroyed, where faith in truth was destroyed, that is a fertile ground for conspiracies. Conspiracies grow like weeds in a land where people don't have trust or faith. And I see how in Ukraine, because of Soviet history, that trust was destroyed. I wish it was as simple as having a revolution and everything would be all the ghosts would finally go to sleep forever. I don't know how we do that. I think every individual has to battle inside themselves against these ghosts. And these are ghosts of this desire to... The Soviet Union survived because people wanted to be told what to do by a great man. The strong man will tell us how to live our lives. And they gave away responsibility for their lives. And that's a problem that we see all over the world. Right now, Trump in America is offering people a simple solution. It's authoritarianism, it's fascism. It's a Soviet way of thinking. I will solve all of your problems. America will be great. All you have to do is don't ask too many questions. So the way to fight these ghosts is to always ask questions of those in power, even if the question is crazy. And so maybe slowly, generation by generation, we can put these ghosts to rest. But it's not a one-time thing. You have to constantly fight against these ghosts of authoritarianism, fascism, and Soviet thinking. I do believe that art can play a role in improving societies, but I also have a healthy skepticism about the ability of my documentary, which really will be seen by a very small percentage of people, and the people that make decisions and that are fueling this war will certainly not see the film. So Fyodor is very idealistic about the power of art. I think that great art can make change, and it has. We'll see if this film has any impact. I think it's more likely that other people will have to do this battle. You know, our film is appreciated by people who love documentaries, by kind of avant-garde art house people, and that's fine. I understand it's for a particular audience. People here who are kind of intellectuals, intelligentsia, we can say. But unfortunately, the intelligentsia doesn't make policies very often. I was so grateful. Not only was I grateful that people loved the film, and we received many prizes and audiences everywhere just find it to be really interesting. Mostly I'm grateful that they understood it the way I wanted them to understand. They understand that it's not a conspiracy theory film. It's not a film that's trying to give the final answer about Chernobyl. Fyodor is not a journalist, obviously. He's an eccentric artist, and he is engaged in a very strange investigation for his own soul's sake. And people understood that. The reviews, if you read the reviews in The Guardian, in Los Angeles Times, everywhere, people understand that Fyodor is probably, that he doesn't have enough evidence for his theories, but it still teaches us something very important about the post-Soviet world. Well, I think that conspiracy theories are a symptom of an illness. When a society is sick, conspiracies thrive. They live based, it's like a fever, it's like a cancer that lives in a society when truth is not respected, when truth is not believed in, or when you can't find the truth. When you lock up the archives, when you falsify the transcripts of documents, when you destroy evidence, that is food for conspiracy theorists. And so I think that we can learn about a society by how conspiracies live in that society. And that's what I learned by following Fyodor. I mean, I hope that our film it's sort of a meta film about, it's a film that looks at conspiracy theories through the eyes of a conspiracy theorist, but tries to show maybe what's going on behind those eyes, inside those eyes.
Я боюсь. Советская система зла.
Как ты заметил, идут в Москву.
Чорнобильской катастрофы нет. Это был придуманный.
В этой трагедии должны быть свои причины. И случайностей не бывает.